Okay, so I'm going to go into my, so welcome to the turbochargers. Good to talk, good to see your face, Richard. Okay, I'm going to go into my bump card. I call it my bump card form letter. It's got everything in here. So I'm going to go into my tapestry stuff and okay, so I'm going to share my screen now. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, so I've got links up here for several different people on my team, and that's what it looks like. This is my husband's link. This is another guy's link. This is another guy's link, and a gal and another gal, a guy. So, and then this is my link up here. And if I click on my link, it should take me. I have to copy and paste it. It won't just go.
Mhm. I tried clicking on the link like that and it,
Yeah, and it won't work.
nope.
Okay, so I'm just going to copy it and go to this page here. Oh, I'm on the wrong search engine.
Which one do you have to be on?
Well, I use multiple search engines for different things. So to keep my husband's and my tapestry accounts separate and be able to still use the same computer, I use a different search engine for each one. Whoa, this one did the same thing.
Well, one reason why I'm becoming to dislike Apple products is they keep doing this stuff
Yeah.
and but they don't pay us for the time they're stealing.
No. They definitely don't do that. Okay, there's my tapestry here. Whoops. Why won't
Now,
that sign show up?
most customer support entities that I run into now, they're like customer no service. I put in a support ticket, but I don't think they have enough time to have replied unless they reply quickly. But if I ask them to send me a link to the app so I can download it, that seems like a perfectly reasonable request in this day and age. But usually anything that requires them to put effort into, they won't do. It's not just in tapestry, might be completely the opposite, but in many of these other things, the customer service departments are becoming almost like, well, when you try to place a call into the government, you expect to get customer no service. When they wanted more people involved, they seemed to answer very quickly and very easily and nicely. Now, they don't seem to have the ability to do that, or they've chosen not to do that. I don't know which.
I don't know. It's really funny. It hasn't made me sign in like this for a long time.
Well, I was able to sign in just like you're doing. Then I looked on the site that says, here's a link to download the app. Because
Yeah,
I could
just start your
put the-
account today.
Because what they want you to put the app on all your devices, right? But
No, the websites are different, because I'm on the corporate calls, right? And I was just on there's a corporate call tonight and
but their tracking ability is really dependent on a member downloading their app onto
it's on my phone though, and I can
your
download it
device.
on my phone, no problem.
So its reach is going to be greater if it's on the MacBook Pro, if it's on the iPad,
Yeah,
if it's on the iPhone that I can't find.
yeah.
And apparently, like you said, I guess they don't actually have an app for Android phones, which seems very odd to me, but I could never find it on the Android phone. And it's a Google Pixel phone that's supposed to reach the entire world. So I don't know why they wouldn't have an app for that phone.
I'm just gonna try it. There, it comes up right away.
That's login.
Yeah,
Yeah. So it knows your device. It's liking your
Yeah.
device. See, it never displays your picture or
it's got my picture right here.
Roger's picture, because
Oh,
you
I
put
don't
me
know
under,
if
you
that's-
put me under Roger.
Yeah. Okay, let's get here.
But if he's basically inactive, then that probably makes me inactive, right?
No, because I look after his account. No, it doesn't matter. You can be anywhere and you can be active and there's no problem. So there, he's fine. See, there's a picture on him.
Mhm.
So he's got 12 affiliates on his team. And he's got 11 leads now, because I keep putting his link out there for people to join.
Mhm.
So I know that this is okay now. So I scared myself, but I don't need to take and sign in again, because that's what that link is for, right? Is for signing up again.
Well, I only know that I have 2 links, and I know that I'm able to log in.
So did
But-
you?
And what I also know is I'm unsuccessful finding anything that will download the Tapestry app into any device that I have.
So have you tried typing in tapestry.io/members/dashboard/view?
No, because after doing 10 different variations, I don't even know if I even occurred to me to put that one in, but it might work.
Yeah, why don't you try it?
Okay, I'll try it on the iPad.
Mhm. So see what I did, because my husband has an iPhone 5, they don't support that anymore. And we can't download the app on it because he has to update a bunch of new stuff on his phone, right?
Yeah.
So
Because
what we did is we
eventually they want-
uploaded it. We put it on his iPad instead. So he just takes his iPad in a case around with him in the car whenever he has to go somewhere.
Well, is that not what I just actually said?
You're gonna do it on your iPad? I'm just saying what we're doing, so that's great.
Well, but I said to you that I tried it on the iPad
Hmm.
because it's always on and I take it everywhere I go.
Yeah. But you didn't say that you had the app on it.
what I did say was Apple in their Apple app store says there is no such app.
Yeah.
But who knows? I mean, I'm just saying, I'm obviously saying I don't know,
Okay.
but I wish somebody that did would just say, in a minute and a half, this is what you do and it'll be there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You type in the tapestry.io/members/dashboard/view/ and it should take you, because if you've had it downloaded on your computer before, it should find it.
Never have had any success in all the time trying it at least 5 or 6 times to actually do precisely that. It always comes up and says, there's no such app.
There's no such app. Well, see, if you go on the corporate calls, they have a Q&A there on the corporate calls. And
Well,
so you must have been able to register because you showed up on our list here as an affiliate, right?
yeah. So the uplines are actually, in theory, I'm told this in many situations, well, tell your upline, they can solve
Yeah.
it for you. But Christine, you're the only person, literally, the only person that's even come close to ever solving something. So it's like, some of these things are not even worth the time it takes to go in, because you're just in a sea of, I guess they're just useless people because they don't do anything. And I really would like to make this work.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Gee, I wish if I lived close to you, I'd pop over and we'd get it figured out.
So what is this address that you're?
So
You're-
I just typed in tapestry.all, this is all lowercase, okay?
Yeah,
Tapestry.io.
and it's it's all lowercase.
Yeah.
.io.
Yeah, and then /members with an S on it,
Okay,
/dashboard,
okay,
/view, VIEW,
okay,
and then another / /.
okay.
So if you use that computer to sign up with, it should remember you. You'd think.
See, I tried it on the desktop as well,
Uh-huh.
and it may be that it's out of date, but the mobile devices are the cell phone, the laptop, and the iPad.
Okay.
So I figured, well, it's not going to be that big of a deal, but
Mhm.
actually, I believe that I signed up. I'm sure I signed up on the desktop.
Okay.
But if I go to the next version of the Apple operating system, all the Adobe software I have in it will not work. And in
Wow.
fact, it will not even work because they will render it useless. And so I do 90% of the work I do with Adobe products in the old computer that I don't connect to the internet at all, because the Charter Spectrum company decided they were going to hack my computer because I would not upgrade their cable app and pay them another $100 or more a month for junk that I don't use. So they hacked it. Then customer support sent me to the hackers because they were Charter hackers in India.
Oh my gosh.
And then they wanted to extort as much as $1,000 or more to make it all work again.
Oh.
And this is not a lie. This is exactly what happened. And the way I knew that it dawned on me then that it was this US company, cable company, hacking their customers, trying to hold them ransom with their hackers in India, because it was the exact same address and everything that I found was creating the problem.
Oh.
And when I said, well, okay, no, thank you, I'm going to check with Charter, went back to check with Charter, they give me the exact same address, I go back to the people in India, and then they want twice as much money. So I stopped wasting time. I took it offline. I literally found in the code where they inserted things to make it not work, because I already had screenshots of the code the way it was supposed to work. Now, how long do you think that took me? About 4 hours.
Yeah.
But then when I took out these extra letters and stuff, it all worked just fine. But I never put it online, ever again. So I don't have no, huh?
Have you had a computer expert clean your computer?
Yes, several times. One of them has a master's degree in IT and works for Apple. And he also worked for Verizon. So he's pretty credible. But another fellow that's even better at this stuff than he is has done that several times for me. But it's an i5 processor, while the current one's an i7 processor.
Oh.
So, but because the internet's, all this software is going from 32-bit to 64-bit, it isn't going to take long where a whole bunch of people are going to have this problem where things don't work. Because at the rate of speed that the internet is evolving, a lot of things just aren't going to work. So
I'm sorry to hear
I
that.
only say that because I'm just being realistic about what's going on. And I'm not trying to be a computer expert. I'm just trying to work the products. And hopefully they're products that will help other people. But it's nice to get paid in the process, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I got another brainwave. I just got another brainwave. You know, on your site, have you written down all of your links from Tapestry?
Well, I could probably get a picture in my head of at least 50 or 100 links.
So here's your replicated.
What type of links are you talking about?
So this, see here, can you see on Roger's thing here on his back office?
I'll show you this. See this?
I like it. It's very foggy. I can't see it very well. I can't read it.
Yeah, So I made an autofill form in Acrobat, which I don't use the autofill feature because it's too slow. But I made a sheet for everything that I sign up in, everything,
Uh-huh.
a single sheet. I put it in a plastic sleeve. I put it in an alphabetical order notebook.
Oh.
The notebook is 6 inches thick now. I put other information on the back,
Yeah.
like when I talk to customer service or whatever. And so I have this is Apple, so I got the ID number, all that stuff. But it was Tapestry that I was actually trying to show you. Because so you can't see it very well because it glares, right?
Yeah.
But it's Tapestry, and I've got the replicated registration link.
Right.
I've got the invite link. So if I was inviting somebody, I should be able to send them that link,
Mm-hmm.
right? I got what they call me as an affiliate, Richard Fritzler, and the organization is Design Point.
Okay, there should be a replicated website link.
That's the first one I read.
Is that you said it was replicated registration link, I thought.
Oh, well, you're right.
Yeah, there should be another one, a replicated website link, and it should be https://tapestry.io/your name. Very short. It's the short one.
Okay, so in their site, they're intermingling the words replicated registration link and replicated site link. They're using them interchangeably. Now,
Well,
I'll be the first to admit, maybe I'm misinterpreting that, because I see these variations go on all over the place. And even like at 5PC Global, I'd have to ask Shelley 5 or 6 times, is this the same as this?
mm-hmm,
Is it? And I just get a yes.
mm-hmm.
And then I keep having the same problem. And then it's just, so
Okay, so just tell me if one of those links is short.
it is.
And it says
It's-
tapestry.io/your name.
It's https://
Yeah,
tapestri.io/Fritzler.
okay, and that's the replicated website link.
Yeah,
Okay, so try doing that. See if you can take that and put it into your browser and click on that.
well, that will bring up the site,
Yeah,
but it's not getting me the app, because it's the app they track you through,
that's
right?
right. Okay, so I thought you were saying, I'm trying to get things straight here.
No, I understand.
So I was understanding that you couldn't even log into your back office
Mm-mm.
with Tapestry.
I've been trying to download the Tapestry app because it's an Apple product.
Yeah,
You have to use each device comes with a symbol
yeah,
that says for the App Store,
yeah.
and it's appstore.app.
So the Tapestry app, the way I understand it, it's not made to download on a computer. All we can get on the computer is access to our back office.
Okay.
That's
So,
the way I understand it. I've never been able to I tried downloading the app, I think once, and it never downloaded.
okay. So Apple considers Mac Minis to be a mobile device, laptops to be a mobile device, iPads to be a mobile device, and iPhones to be a mobile device.
Right.
And so in order to get the benefit of, I mean, if you're going to give the world your data, you might as well make it abundantly available through all the devices that resonate with the Tapestry app, I guess.
Mhm.
And so that's why I was trying to, I know the time is running short on these things, and they may decide I'm no good to them and just throw me to the side.
Well, I hope not. Here's something I think I need to say. When back a couple of months ago or 3 months ago, just right when they were launching the app, they ran into a snag and they had to resubmit to Apple because Apple said that they needed to have the app be able to download on the latest iPad that they had. So
Mhm.
they said iPhone and iPad and not MacBook.
Okay. So
the iPhone and the iPad should be able to be downloaded on. However, they so that's what Tapestry did. They got busy and they updated everything and they sent it back into Apple, and then they got the approvals through.
Mhm.
So if you are using an iPhone or an iPad that is older, it may not have the NFC in it.
Mhm.
So I think I've talked to you about NFC before, right?
Yes, because I
Yeah.
have the card.
Yeah. So with the NFC here, the NFC app,
Mhm.
you should be able to download that on the iPad as well as on an iPhone.
Yeah.
I would try that and see if that were. Have you been able to find the iPhone yet?
No.
Oh, my goodness.
So this appears that now, so I just did it. It agreed with the address that was put in, and it says unable to find enroller. So it says, you probably can't see this because of the way that Zoom's resolution
Yeah.
is not made to be as good as,
Yeah.
but
Oh, yeah. I see. And that's the iPad.
Mhm. And so it says unable to find enroller. The affiliate username provided does not exist or is currently inactive. Would you mind checking back with whoever shared this link with you? Thank you. Tapestry.
So they have a Q&A. I would get on their corporate call because the Q&A on Fridays is it's at 1:00 my time, which would be 3:00 your time. And it's about an hour long. Sometimes it goes a little bit over time because there's lots of questions. But I hear people asking all different types of questions on there. And they've got Danny on there and all the key people, and they help you they answer all the questions.
Well, I may be able to, and I may not. Because again, there's so many of these things,
Yeah.
and they all are getting more hyper as time goes on. And my primary, the reason why I contacted you in the first at all
Mhm.
whatsoever was to help with the bump card.
Mhm.
And so I've been able to identify certain things through the Google My Page people that answer the phone right away, believe it or not.
Yeah, that's great.
And so there's something basic in Google that Google doesn't have right. And
Mm.
Google can't seem to figure it out. But each time I solve a problem, of course, with their help, it gets one step closer to having everything work the way it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
And I realized that I can use the bump card and save myself a couple $1,000s a month in dealing with websites that I'll probably never use anyway. But all they want really is the link to it. It's not that Google's hosting the website. They're hosted, they're set up with a store in them and everything, but I have yet to ever sell anything out of them. Usually if I get customers, it's because I go out and talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
But I might get a job that's worth $50,000. Well, people that know all this stuff that works through apps where they don't have to even be there. There's all kinds of programs that they're selling that are training programs, right?
Right.
For tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And there's never a live person on them. And usually once a month, there'll be a Zoom call and you know how many people are connected. Some of them have, well, I think the max that they have is in a Zoom call page is like 500.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see the host's monitors. They've got multiple monitors and they're all full. They might be talking to 50,000 people or 100,000 people at the same time. So, and they're making money hands over fist from every one of those people.
Yeah.
So, unless you have the website in the flow of everything, it just isn't going to do anything for you. The bump card's going to do a lot more for you than the website.
Yeah.
Is that what you're finding?
So the website, meaning what website?
Well, like your bump card
Yeah.
is actually displacing a regular website.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I told you I canceled my website. I think I told you.
I can't
canceled it.
remember.
I canceled it in 2020. And the reason I canceled my website is because it was March of 2020 and it was time for me to renew my annual renewal, and it was several $100s.
Yeah, they upped the rate, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and I sat there and I thought, oh, do I do this? And so then I realized, I mean, as I was thinking, I realized that my website had never converted into one sale, and I'd had it for many years. And so,
but they were still billing you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And
then when you said, give me a refund, they laughed at you, right?
I didn't even ask for a refund.
Yeah, because it was going to be a futile
waste
of your energy.
Big fight. And it was I had links to all my courses on there. I had all my courses on Eventbrite. And they were, so people could just click and they would go to my course. But I realized that they didn't have very good SEO. And
Mhm.
they didn't have a way on there for me to track or add names to a CRM, right?
Mhm.
And so, and they wouldn't let me add a page that I could have people fill out in order to be able to get more information about one of my courses. So I canceled that site, totally canceled it. And then I met Gloria right after that. And because I found her 60-minute power recruiting program. And I got started with that program. And I heard on on the member success call of somebody talking about a bump card. And I went, oh, what's the bump card? And Gloria said, oh, well, I'll send you some information. So then she sent me some information about the bump card. And I saw right away that that was exactly what I needed.
Mhm.
And then when the bump card decided to upgrade and relaunch before they ever finished the first
It
launch,
became even better.
yeah, it had
I know.
SEO, CRM, you know, all of
But
this.
see, we're on the same page. And
Yeah,
so I'm where you were like probably 5 years ago. And so I keep, every time I work on the bump card net, I keep filling out my form.
mhm,
So when I solve enough problems, I'm going to be able to go rebuild the personal pages.
right.
Well, so a major question I've had, I could say about the consultant card is adding a couple more pages.
Mhm.
And so now I can't have this conversation with Shelley. I can't have it with anybody in the bump card because they don't. If I could talk to Shane Hendricks and say, this is my problem, how would you solve this problem? He'd probably tell me right away, but I have no, how do you get a hold of him?
Yeah.
And so Leonard, who I assume is in your LinkedIn class now, is now instead of him saying, what can I help you with? He calls me up and asks me questions.
Leonard does?
Oh yeah, like
Well, he's still learning too, you know.
well, of course, we're all
Yeah.
learning all the time.
I've got a call with Leonard
But-
right after I finish talking to you today.
But many of these cases,
Yeah.
See, he doesn't know what he's telling everybody in this group, that he's going to magically show them after the first of the year. I'll lay you 10 to 1. It is, this is how you can prospect through LinkedIn, which I assume right now you're teaching him, right?
No, I'm not. He's not
Oh.
in any of my programs yet.
Okay.
Unless he's signed up for one of Gloria's programs.
That could be.
Yeah.
Now, in another thing, some guy who's, I don't, he's a Jewish fellow, older man. I could look up his name,
Mhm.
is selling exactly the same thing. This is how you work LinkedIn, because they changed the way that they're doing business, because they finally realized it's a social media world and they need to give up this whole thing about them being the business card, so to speak, the
Yeah.
site for business, where people can go and get their headhunters and all that. Headhunters can go and find people and all that stuff, right? Because the reality of it was that left about 10 years ago, and they just finally decided, let's take all this information we've gathered and put it to use. So they're enrolling thousands of people a day, or they're coming back, right?
Mhm.
So what you're teaching, they don't know that I know what they're doing, that exactly what you're doing. But they aren't going to teach it the way you're teaching it. Because they're just going to say, well, just go view this video, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I
And
don't know.
then-
I started my program because I think I explained it to you before. Because I would have people come and sign up for my courses and pay me hundreds of dollars for a course, or even thousands of dollars for a course. And then I wouldn't see them active on LinkedIn, and it just broke my heart because I felt like they were wasting their money. So I thought, you know what they really need is they need to have ongoing support somewhere where they can go to ask questions, right?
Yeah.
You brought me a soda. My husband brought me a soda.
So the, well, anyway, I sort of lost my train of thought, but so I knew right away that bump card was exactly what I was looking for. And then the icing on the cake literally is that they build this stuff for you and you still have all the ability to edit all of it. And so if they're going to have this funnel function, so now I'm seeing whatever the telecommunication industry's done is that the SMS campaigns are being advertised everywhere now.
Yeah.
Within just what, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
It's being advertised everywhere. And they're not saying it, but there's all these other things that literally are a funnel. I mean, it took me a while to figure it out, but they're sorting the people and throwing them out that aren't interested and keeping the ones that are interested. And I know you can go on other sites where they literally, that's all they do. And then they sell it to you and not for a huge price and some for a big price. But so if they're going to do all the funnel work for you, and all you have to do is push a few buttons, and then if it resonates with them, within minutes, you got people signed up.
Well, I've been working on downloading my contacts from Keep today.
Because
So
the more you get into the CRM, it's the key.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. And so you understand how frustrating my dilemma is, right?
Yeah.
And so there's always good that comes, even when I spend hours and hours trying to make something work only to find out it doesn't work. Well, at least I know when something similar comes up, just to skip it, just go beyond it.
Yeah.
And when I get engaged with a company or a customer who doesn't really care and they don't answer, I just get rid of it. Don't mess with it because it isn't going to yield anything good.
No, not if you can't get it working properly.
Yeah.
Well, let's try something. Let's try something with your iPad here.
Okay.
So did you download the NFC app on your iPad?
Well, I didn't. I found a bunch, but the one of the other biggest notable things that I see in all this digital world stuff is that what used to be absolutely a no-no, for example, it's just two things real quickly. Well, some really famous people or successful people on the internet that have all these like Gloria and other people, not saying Gloria, but a couple of the others,
Mm-hmm.
is they'll tell a story without giving where they got the story from and giving them credit as if it's their invention or their pure thought.
Oh, that's plagiarism.
That's plagiarism.
Yeah.
And so it seems as though the definition of plagiarism is changing, kind of like borrow. Borrow used to mean I'll give it back to you. But when you say somebody comes to me and says, I want to borrow something from you, I'll pay you back. I'll get it back to you. In your mind, you might as well say, only give it to him if you're going to give it to him, because 1 out of 100 will actually return it or pay you for it.
Really?
So the definition of borrow isn't what it was when we were growing up.
Yeah.
If you borrowed something from somebody and your parents knew about it and you didn't return it, who did you hear from?
Yeah. Yeah. We got in deep doo-doo.
And the last one you wanted to hear from was your parents, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so anyway, it's not that I even have a real opinion about it. I just recognize that's what it is. So give it up, Richard. Just don't get upset about it.
Mm.
And so, so that whole thing about people like you that realize, well, it's okay to copy what I have. That it's not that I would try to copy you. All I'm trying to do is actually make the stuff work, because your stuff isn't really going to work on my stuff, right? It just has to be similar, right?
Well, what I've learned, pardon me, I turned off my camera because I refuse to drink in front of people.
Oh, that's okay. I understand. That's
So,
why a lot of times I don't have mine on, because there's so many Zoom calls. The only time I have a time to eat or feed the dog is
yeah,
in a Zoom call.
yeah. So I
And
just turned off my
I swear
camera.
these people think they're the only Zoom call that you see all week long.
Well, so it's too bad we couldn't get together and have a good visit when I was down there in the area.
Yeah, but I know that's why I was saying is I know I have these problems I got to solve. And once I do, I just want to solve them in the right way, because I don't want to have to go do it again.
That's right. I'm
But
kind of thinking the same.
I also know by making myself transparent, I save myself a lot of grief, because I know there are people, some really competent people who, people that were jealous of them in Facebook tried to destroy him.
Bad.
Yeah, in most cases, it's because it was a fellow person that they worked with in a business, and they were jealous of that person. And so they set out to character assassinate them. And the way that the person that was being character assassinated knew they shouldn't work at that company is that that company actually was going to believe the other person when they provided them absolute proof what they were saying was a lie. So that's what they had in their heart. So like I told my kids, if you find you're stealing from your employer, it's the infinite telling you, go find another job.
Yeah.
Don't work in the place where everybody's unhappy, including yourself, right? So I'm just trying to keep myself positive, especially about the bump card.
Yeah.
And I have yet to get a negative response by presenting it to people. I just got to make it look better and solve the whole,
Which one? Which one? Like the one that they did for you or yours, your personal one?
the personal one,
Yeah, okay.
because I can't get some of the links to work. And part of that problem, here's the question that I've had mainly is that in the CRM,
Mm-hmm.
The fellow that did the videos, I can't remember his name because I want to say his name, but he did a good job with the videos.
Yes.
But what he set up a page, that digital online marketing,
Mm-hmm.
and he followed that through the whole system.
Yes.
So when you went to the CRM and you set up a campaign through that system, you wanted to go back to that original page you created, have the link to put in there, because then each page, that page would show up separately, right?
Right, right.
Yeah, and so I had to view it a couple of times and go through it. And then that's also where I asked you that question is, and this is one I never got an answer from Shelley or whatever, never got an answer back. That is, I have this phone number in the CRM that they put in, because I didn't finish that, because I was trying to understand that phone number.
Right.
And so it's not like having a Google alternate number, because this one's specifically made to be a ringless number, right? Or
Yeah,
function.
it's all it is a texting number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but I have to register that number that they assign me. And I couldn't tell if in fact they already registered it for me.
You couldn't tell?
I can't tell.
Oh, well, I know
Because,
mine's registered because I was emailing.
but did you
When I
do
was setting it up. Pardon me?
you did the registration, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got to go do that registration.
Oh,
So
okay.
so then the campaigns that I put in will probably work.
Yeah.
So that's how I figured out I missed that link in there. But see, I was trying to find the answer to that question 2.5 months ago.
Yeah.
I
Well,
never got an answer.
Here's the thing that I've been finding with the texting platform on the bump card is that it doesn't tell you how to send the message once you get it compiled. And so what I did, Mike Trusty was on Saturday with the turbochargers and missed you, by the way.
Yeah, I was in another thing all day long.
That's no problem.
And it happened to be in Orlando. So we traveled to Orlando and spent the whole time there, and then came back 4 o'clock in the morning on Sunday.
I don't know if I could do that. Ooh. Anyway,
well, we were able to sleep in
so
between.
we did some testing, and I sent a couple of texts, not a couple, I just did one text message to see if he was getting my message through. And he said, yeah, it came right through on his phone, because I'm also on the list and it came through to me. But sometimes when it comes through to me, it doesn't mean everybody else has got it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was really pleased to see that worked. But I had to work hard to figure out how to send a text message on that platform.
Yeah. So, well, anyway.
Are you okay?
Yeah, if I'm going to pay, I'm just thinking, if I'm going to, trying to word it right, if I'm going to pay somebody to help, I really would rather pay somebody that really helps, instead of say, oh, I can help you with that. And then they never reply, they never respond. They
Yeah.
don't tell you, even this little thing is go, where do I go find that in the back?
Mhm.
And that's what a couple of the people are doing. They're saying, yeah. But the next day they'll send me a link to sign up to for something else.
I don't know. I hope I'm not doing that. I try really hard to, or I work really hard at being honest and open with people.
Yeah. And so, you know, the definition of being honest is probably changing.
Don't tell me that.
Oh, when I bring it up and I say, I'm saying like what I just said, you know,
Mhm.
it's an upline, been told by the guru at the top, talk to your upline, blah, blah, blah. Talk to him. You get patted on the head and on your way. Sign up more people, you know? Well, that's what I'm trying to do here. You know, it's like
Well,
saying,
yeah.
it's like saying to a stove, a wood burning stove that's stone cold. And they tell the stove, you produce heat and I'll give you some wood.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Seriously now, I want this place to be warm. And when it is, I'll put wood in there.
Yeah, right.
Mhm. Sounds a little backwards to me, but relative to all of this, let's see. So that's one of those hurdles. And then I should be able to go and do the funnel. Right?
Right.
I mean, there's literally nothing else you have to set up or link to once you get through all those things
Mhm.
through the texting campaign stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I'm trying to make it happen before the end of the year. I know, I just know there's all kinds of people out there that they'll say the same thing. I got to have this bump card thing.
Yeah, everybody that I show it to just loves it. Yeah, I haven't had
So
anybody since they've done all the updates on it and they have all the extras, those 4 key extras. I just, everybody sees it, and I demonstrated it to a guy on last Thursday, and he owns 25 or 30 multifamily buildings in the Edmonton area. And I explained to him how he could have a video from each of his buildings that we could upload, and he could have that all uploaded on his card. So whoever contacted him for whatever building, he could send them the link to that building so that they can go and take a look at it and fill out a form to.
Because he's a realtor.
No, he's not. He's just a real estate mogul. He buys apartment buildings, and he builds. He started with his own construction business, right?
Mhm.
And when he was 19, and he's now in his 70s, and he says, I'm retired, but he's always showing up at the office, so I don't know how retired he is.
Well,
I want to tease him and say, no, you're not retired, you're just tired.
I met 2 or 3 lawyers that have over $300 million in property rentals.
Yeah.
And I imagine now it's probably like $30 million.
Yeah, could be. I don't
Yeah.
know. But anyway, this guy, they're building 4 new buildings, multiple level buildings for Zoomer living. You know who the Zoomers are, right?
I don't really.
People between 65 and 80.
Oh,
They're
okay.
still really active. They still like to travel,
Mhm.
and they're all units that they can rent. And they have a separate amenity building where they can have activities, potlucks, invite family over for a
Yeah.
meal or whatever. And it's not assisted living at all. It's
Mhm.
still independent living, but they have an apartment, so they don't have to worry about. So they sell their house and downsize before they get so old that they
Yeah.
can't do it, right?
Because they don't have to maintain the exterior.
That's right. They just have
Yeah.
their own unit that they have to
And
worry
so
about.
I know of a dozen places like that here.
Wow.
And you could never sell them Life Vanish products or HBN products or any of the nutritional products you have, supplements,
Mhm.
because the pharmaceutical industry has a grip on these people. And they calculate the value of a customer in there. And they know about the time they're probably going to die. And so they have this schedule for turnover.
Oh,
And if they know that they're being courted by organic natural food and stuff like that, they tell them the nurse comes and tells them, you can't do that here.
well, they don't have any nurses in these buildings. These buildings are like, they're like regular apartment buildings.
No,
You're
it's
all
like-
independent. You don't have
it's like-
nurses or doctors there.
It's like the independent office building where you can
Yeah.
have a business and an address, and you
Yeah.
have a meeting room, and you have secretaries that'll type things for you.
Yeah.
You have an IT person
Mhm,
that makes sure your IT stuff is working. It's all there.
mhm.
And all you have to pay is, $400 or
Yeah.
$500 a month.
So he's got 4 of these Zoomer properties that he's building. One of them is they just put the roof on, and the other ones, they're just hole in the ground starting kind of thing.
Yeah,
And so they're about 2 years away from actually being occupied. But this one it got the roof on and it's all sealed, so they can do the work inside.
yeah,
And they're hoping to be able to have occupancy in about 6 to 8 months on this
Yeah.
building.
and you can
And-
invest in that, can't you?
Oh, yeah. And also he's got an office, they call it a business center where people,
Yeah.
they have all kinds of office spaces that people can come and rent.
Yeah, and
And
it
you
has
can-
all those services.
Yeah, and you can rent by the hour or by the day or so many days a month or whatever lease agreement you want to set up.
Yeah,
And when I showed him the bump card, he just went, and his eyes about popped out of his head. He says, I like that. I
Yeah.
really like that. He says,
that's why I'm so anxious to get mine set up.
yeah.
And the restaurant.com thing, right?
Mhm.
I don't truly understand the restaurant.com.
No, I'm learning it too. I've got about 16 cards. I think it's about 16 cards now. Maybe it's a little bit more. But we don't have hardly any where we are here. There's no restaurant.com businesses. And so there are a few in Vancouver and there are a few over in Toronto, those big metropolises. So
Yeah.
because we have 5 kids in the States, what I'm going to do this year for Christmas, Brainwave,
Yeah,
I'm going to give Christmas presents to all my kids in the States and send a bunch of restaurant.com cards to them.
Mhm.
Because I get, if I've got 16 cards, I got 5 kids. So I could send them each 3 cards. Take your
So-
family out to dinner.
when you talk to somebody in a restaurant, isn't that feature part of a selling thing for them?
Yeah,
They're going to be giving their customers
yeah,
a gift card
yeah,
to eat wherever they want.
yeah.
Doesn't have to be their restaurant, anywhere.
Yeah, well, they can just go, no, they have to go to a restaurant that is registered, that is on the website, the restaurant.com website for their area.
Yeah.
But
So-
there's so many restaurants to choose from. It's unbelievable.
So you're-
When I was down in Miami, I was talking to my daughter, showing her some of the things for the restaurant.com site. And she went on and checked it herself and she says, oh, there's quite a few. There's quite a few here. I said, okay, I'll send you a bunch of cards.
Yeah. So I'm looking for the restaurants that don't belong to restaurant.com.
Oh, so they can get signed up with restaurant,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And in a
brilliant.
manner of speaking,
Yeah,
under me, right?
yeah.
Because obviously
Oh, that's brilliant.
the bump card goes with it, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, they look at, it's the bump card that gets their attention.
Mhm.
And then it's look at here, what else you can do.
Yeah,
And that way, again, what is just clear as could be to me when Ron said, talking to people like he did today, he said,
mhm.
that one business collected all that data, but didn't know how and what to do with it.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's one reason why, in a way, it wasn't the real reason, but it kind of became a second reason why I knew I had to find a solution to these things before I would make social media. I get more active on social media.
Yeah.
And the thing that really derailed it is I was going to buy this nice horseback riding barn,
Oh,
very high
are you into
scale.
horses?
Well, I was a hunter jumper trainer
Wow.
because my kids became so good at it. And the people, so many of these horse people are just a bunch of cruddy people.
Mm.
And the drug problem in these, the higher up you go, the worse it gets. So all those big professional people you see, there's very few of them, even in the Olympics, that don't have a drug problem. And they're drugging their horses too.
Really?
Yeah, and that's why all this screening goes. And the horse in the racing industry, that Bob, I can't remember what his name was, that won the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
They yanked it away from him because he drugged the horses. Bob Baffert is his name.
Wow. They'd
Yeah.
be further ahead to just let them drink ASEA.
Yeah. Well,
Natural
but
ASEA.
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
We'll have to compare notes between Protandim and the ASEA.
Well, what ASEA, check out with Protandim, because I was checking this out with ASEA. This is just an aside quickly. ASEA boosts the, what is that called? It boosts something 500 times.
Yeah, but tell me what the result is, and I can, you're looking for the metabolic pathway that it's working through.
Yeah.
Because it's doing it by
glutathione. It boosts the
glutathione.
glutathione 500 times.
So if you like what I'm going to say, consider signing up for LifeVantage through me. It boosts glutathione from 400 to 900%.
Wow.
And in many studies, it's been as high as 1200%.
Wow, that's good.
Glutathione. And so if you eat an organic, natural diet that's got a lot of greens in it,
Mm-hmm.
You are actually getting your DNA to do what Protandim NRF2 pathway does very well.
Mm.
And so it's a longer conversation, but it's just something to think about.
Yeah, that's good to know. It's really good to know.
Yes, because people that have all those tremor problems,
yeah,
a lot of it's low in glutathione.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm back on track here.
Okay.
We're getting all off track. I'm in the NFC app.
Okay.
And when you get in there, you have to put the web link that you're wanting to the app to see. So I've got https://christinetill.thebumpcard.me.
Okay.
So when you do that, so then all I have to do is press and it opens up. So there's my website, right? My
Yeah.
bump card.
Yeah,
So
Now-
then I can click done and it goes back to that.
now,
It's all installed. I pressed install again just to see what will happen.
okay, I just saw something that the iPad showed me. Up in the search bar, it's got the https:// and then it says wrong underscore enroller. So I think what it wants Roger's ID or name in there.
No, it wants your own.
It wants my own.
Your tapestry, it's got to be your short link, your tapestry.io/Fritzler.
Yeah, and I put that in and it insists that I don't exist. And so I was
There's
just,
got to be something there's something in one of your programs. There's got to be something missing. So did you tell me you tried to download the app on the Tapestry app on your iPad already?
yeah, I did. And that's what, it's still here from, as we were talking, then that finally showed up in the search bar. And so it said enroller, because I'm not my own enroller. Roger's my enroller.
Mm-hmm.
But again, your son, one of your sons may know what that, when it does that, what that means. Because if it's saying he's my enroller in Tapestry.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
So I've got my Tapestry app open here,
yeah,
seeing, and when you tap, just double, oh, come on, wake up. Come on, there we go. I'm going to go back here. Because I've been doing some surveys because you can earn extra money on your app with surveys. So I try to do.
well, I filled out a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
I filled out about 5 or 10 of them, and every single time it said, oh, you're not a match.
Oh, really?
Do another one. And every time. And so next time I'm just going to check every box, every single box in it, and see if they say, oh, you're just exactly.
Well, you have
okay.
to be careful. If you check every single box, you could be stamped as a bot, and then you'll get locked out. Because they were telling us that the other day too.
Yeah, if they don't like honest answers to their questions, I'm not going to sit there and fill out their questionnaires endlessly.
Yeah, I gotta plug my phone in. It's dying. Gotta plug it in here. I found a 6-foot charging cord for
Yeah.
my iPhone. It's really great.
Yes. I've got one too, especially in airports, right?
Yeah.
So I'm in the iPad and I clicked on the app store icon, and there's literally no spot. Oh, I found the search. It's at the bottom. And so I'm going to search for NFC, right?
Yeah. It should
Okay.
be right at the top. The one that you use should be right at the top, a blue square with NFC in the middle, and that's all it says.
Okay. And it doesn't have a little, like the arced things at the
Just a
top
minute,
of it.
Let me double check. Let me double check.
There's one, oh, they want to charge for one that's, they say it's NFC Smart, but they've got,
Okay, it's, when you see the picture of the app itself,
mhm,
it says it's blue
yeah,
with a rounded a square
right,
and has big letters NFC across the middle. And at the top of the NFC, it's got lines like you see
yeah,
when the internet is going.
right. That's what I was saying. And
Yeah.
it said NFC and QR reader / writer. And this has 4 stars.
Oh, no,
And
it does. This doesn't have writer on it. It just says NFC reader is all it is.
Okay. So as I search
And if
farther,
you look down in the bottom corner, when I open up the app, it says Quarter App Store, QUARTR App Store.
well, they have a long list here and I'm just looking through them to see. I know I saw one once that was similar, but the only one I'm seeing like what we're talking about is at the top of, it's the very first thing up there. But I just read the words that were next to it. And in some cases, okay, there's one that's kind of a turquoise green and it's NFC reader. But
No, are you colorblind? I'm sorry, I'm not meaning to be rude.
no, I am a little bit colorblind.
Okay, so does blue look green to you sometimes?
Actually, people will say the blue is green.
Yeah.
It's a green, but to me it's blue.
Oh, okay.
But see that, I don't know if you can see it, but
Hold it up, hold it right in front of your camera of the camera of the.
so it's
No, that doesn't look like it.
like right there.
Yeah, no, that's not it. There's no QR code on mine.
Okay, so the one next to it was actually looking differently. And then it changed to, the appearance of it changed. So here's what I could do. I could try to go out of this and then I'll just put it in again and see. And
Yeah, this is a very simple NFC reader. It doesn't have anything to do with QR codes on it at all.
but doesn't it
But
seem
you
like,
have to put in a website. So for the NFC so if you want to put your bump card in here, you can put your bump card in here.
well, okay, so I've got the NFC at the top. So I'm searching and then there's, well,
Oh, okay,
there
hold it up. Let's see. It looks like the very first one in the left,
it's identical to the one on the right,
but yeah, okay.
but I'll just try it because I can always take it
Yeah,
off.
yeah, you can always take it off. But I just found that NFC reader really helps because the bump card technology is so new and they update it regularly because I get a little red dot beside my app store toggle on my phone, my app store app.
Okay.
And
So
I have to download updates regularly.
so it's switched to the same as that other one. and
Okay,
it's still saying NFC and QR reader writer.
okay, we'll go ahead and try it. See
But you know, the QR codes are showing up everywhere, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, we
Oh.
do have QR codes in our bump card, I think. Yeah, we do, because we
Yeah, right.
we have the QR code on the card.
Yeah, yeah, right. So
Did you say you ordered a card and a ring?
yes,
Have you got them?
yeah,
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and that's what I told you the other, like 2 weeks ago. I said, I was in that health food store
Yeah,
and I talked to this lady, and then the bump card or the ring wouldn't work on her phone.
yeah, because she didn't have the
So
NFC.
I got her to photograph the QR code because
Ah,
my bump card has the QR code on it.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
so then it did that and she could see it. But then like her husband was in the hospital and she was having fit to be tied because she knows the path they're putting him on is going to kill him. She knows that because there was another relative in a similar situation, and if she would have gotten them out and used the substances like HBN has,
mhm,
and even Protandim would have helped, he probably would have got well without all that pharmaceutical intervention.
mm,
But anyway, there's several stories like this I could tell you that are just absolutely, I swear, in any other language, we would be calling them criminals.
yeah. Well, I used to be a trained speaker for the Arthritis Society,
Mhm.
and they won't acknowledge any natural supplementation for arthritis.
Oh, I know that. I mean,
And
and I'm not saying that in a nasty way. I'm just saying,
yeah, they will only authorize or back anything that has had research behind it.
yeah, but they're also sponsored by the pharmaceutical industry.
That's right.
Yep.
So I
Because
stopped.
I was on the board here in Atlanta for the Osteoporosis Society, and
Wow.
the arthritis and the osteoporosis entities are very close to each other.
Mhm.
And everything, it was Eli Lilly, I think, that was these. But after 5 years, they could not pass the test that the United States Health, Education, and Welfare, or it was the FDA, said, changed the rules, saying they had to prove that with the double-blind studies, that the substance was actually helping people. If it doesn't help them, you can't give it to them. Now, who in the world was strong enough to get that legislation through? But
It's the same in Canada.
the day after that 5-year deadline came, Eli Lilly announced they were giving up their pursuit of substances that work to mitigate osteoporosis, because, and they admitted that their research showed that everything they did was a failure. It didn't work.
Mm,
But they made millions and millions and millions of dollars in that 5 years.
yeah.
And they knew it didn't work. So anyway. Okay, so I got it. It's in my,
It's in your phone
yeah,
or your iPad?
on the iPad.
Okay, good. Now try and download the Tapestry app.
Okay. So let's see, I gotta go back to, okay, search. Now, it's TAPISTRI
Space
space
IO.
IO. And then just hit search, right?
Yeah, you went into the App Store to find that?
Yeah, I was in the apps. Now, there it is.
Yay!
Yeah, well, you're magic. So now it says, come back, use password, finger lock, or face to log in.
Okay, yeah, you have to you have to,
Log in.
yeah, log into your iPad, I think. And then you use the same email that you used when you signed up as an affiliate on the website.
Mhm. So it's okay.
So you have
Now.
to sign up. When it comes to the point where it says sign in or sign up, you have to sign up.
Yeah, I found it. And so I got to put the password in.
Yeah, but put a different password. The password on the app has to be different than the password you used when you first joined.
Okay.
The email is the same because that helps them to know who you are so they can pay you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But the password has to be different on your app than it is on your computer.
Okay, now, do you have a system that you do for yourself when you do things like this?
When I do passwords,
Well, in this case, we know we're associating it all with Tapestry.
right?
So the Tapestry app versus the login. So I try to, there's several things I have had to encounter like this, but I try to do them in a way that associates. It makes it easier for me to know if I'm making a mistake. Like I could do the regular password that I have to get into the Tapestry site.
Mhm.
I could just do it backwards. I put
Yeah.
the last word first and then work it,
So-
right?
The password I use is basically the same basic password all the time, but I mix it up and move the letters around. So every other letter, I move over one. Move
Oh,
over
okay.
one.
Okay.
And then the number is always the same numbers I use, but I put them in different places because and the special characters also. So the whole password keeps moving around so many spaces.
Mhm. Yeah.
So that way I've got, it's this, nobody can figure it out, I don't think.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying.
I was working with Gloria and I was having to put a password in for something that we were doing. I can't remember what it was. And so I was reading off the password to her, or I was trying to I'll get into my back affiliate office, right? And she
Mhm.
says, what's your password? So I was giving her all this. And she says, how do you ever remember that?
Well, if you're consistent in your behavior, you figure it out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of, it's not the same. I wasn't smart enough to actually think of it like that or do it that way. And so there's going to have to be, I know there's software apps that manage all this stuff,
Mhm.
right? The passwords and all.
Yeah, that's right. But
But I haven't used one.
I haven't used one either. And the reason for it is because I figure if something happens that my computer or my phone crashes, and I can't access anything. So I keep it in a book.
Yeah.
I have two of these books. They're like these scribblers.
Yep.
Wow, we had a breakthrough today. See?
Yeah. Yeah. I really appreciate it. I really do. Because you could tell I was just getting totally.
I know, I could tell. So I just let you talk.
So it says one up, one low, and one special character. Okay. Well, it appears that it accepted what I put in.
Yay.
Now, it's saying sign in. Underneath it, it says no credentials, question mark, sign up. But I'm
Sign up.
just signing in. So, see, I usually make screenshots all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm not, well, I'm not being real good with please enter correct email ID. Well, the email is correct. But this is stuff that just happens, it seems, continually.
I have it happen to me sometimes too. And so you might have to do a forgot password or something. Well, you're setting up a new password, right? It should find your email. I didn't have any problem at all entering in Roger's or my email. And they came through just great.
It's the same email that I use for Tapestry.
Right,
And it's the same email I use all the way around.
right.
So I must, hello, start earning money with us. So
Okay.
I put that password in the email because it's not asking for a username. And then the password I made brand new. And
Is it 8 characters or more? Mixed up with letters, numbers, and special characters?
well,
And upper
there's
and
more,
lowercase?
yes, there's more letters than 6 characters. That's what this iPad's saying.
Yeah,
And it has check mark by it, meaning I guess it's okay. And then it has 1 up, 1 lower, and 1 special. I have all of that.
okay, that's great.
And I have a number, 1 number.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And so now if this is actually asking for the Apple ID and password, that's a different thing.
Oh, no, I think if you're in the Tapestry app, it's not the Apple ID.
Because I'm not, well, that's where we were. We were in the, well, I'm going to guess that they want the Apple ID.
Okay.
So I'm just going to go back and try it. No. It doesn't want to accept it either.
Hmm.
So
It's probably not the Apple ID then. It's probably the Tapestry.
enter password. Now, you were saying it had to be different. But
Yeah, I
maybe,
put a different one in, and that's what they tell us every time we get on the corporate call on Fridays.
okay,
And I'm pretty much on all those corporate calls because I want to make sure that I'm one of those people, I've got downline. I want to make sure I'm there to help them.
yeah. And
In fact, did you get my emails that I sent? I sent emails out a couple weeks ago, and then I sent them out again a couple of days ago with all the steps on how to download the app. Because I went on into my back office and I saw how many people have not downloaded the app yet.
well, I was glad you did that because, again, I had been trying to do it,
Uh-huh.
but it's like 5 billion sales. If you
Oh,
didn't get that security code and put it down, when they launch, you're not going to be able to get in.
oh,
And you won't be able to get money out of there either.
oh.
So look for that when you log in, but you may have already done it. But
Okay.
I even made a new sheet for blank one so that I had a place to put that security code in 5 billion sales.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that way, because I see more and more of them having these security codes, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, this is really interesting. I'm looking at all the places I've visited. Wow. Dalhousie University, Wise Road. This is all up in Nova Scotia. And then
This is all,
Yalmar stuff.
this is usual Apple stuff that it won't, it's not going to recognize anything that I am aware of. Hello, start earning money with us. Email.
Great, great.
They got the email address.
Yeah.
Put in a password. I put in the password.
Try and put in the same password that you used when you signed up. Try that.
I believe
Yeah,
I just put,
I need to just run across the hall. I'll be right back.
okay.
I think I'm going to stop recording and I'm not going to download this.
Okay.
I'm
So it
going
finally
to-
took it.